All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Star Wars Mark of Balance. My name is Mark, and today we got another Star Wars story interview with one of my closest friends from college. We're doing this over Zoom, which is exciting. My first Zoom interview. Um, Mr. Justin Barney, probably the only person that I really talk Star Wars with at college. So, we've kept that up even though he's in Florida and I'm in New Jersey, but I knew I had to get him on the podcast. So, say hello.
Yeah, hello everybody. I was here when this became an idea,
Oh
so not
man,
gonna
look
brag
at
about
that.
that, but
Wow, he's already bragging. Um, but yeah, how you been, Justin?
been good, Mark. Been good, man. It's good to talk to you again.
Yes, yes, it is good seeing you. This is actually the first time I've actually seen Justin since I left Florida about like a year and a half ago, which is actually kind of nuts. Definitely talked
Yeah,
on the
dude.
phone, but haven't seen his face. We were actually having some technical difficulties. We almost weren't be we weren't almost weren't able to see each other's faces.
Some some technical difficulties. Yeah.
Yeah, went through two computers, but here we are, and we're gonna jump right into it, Justin.
All
Where
right.
where did Star Wars start for you? What was your first memory, and what hooked you to it? What was the thing that really got you into it?
I don't know. Honestly, I feel like it had to be Legos. It had to be Legos.
Ah, I love that
Like
answer.
just playing with Legos. You see how the movies come out, obviously, but you're really young at the time, and then they come out with the Legos, and that's where I got hooked, man.
Do you know which one was your first Lego?
Oh, I remember the biggest one I had
Yeah.
was Jabba's palace,
Oh
or the
man.
little skiff thing he rode on. That
Oh
was the
that.
big one I had.
Oh, I remember that one. That thing was
Yeah.
so cool.
So, yeah, I remember my friend and I destroyed it, and then I cried afterwards.
I also had a Lego destruction before in my childhood.
Yeah,
It did also traumatize me. It was a big
scarring.
Republic. Yeah, I was. It was a big Republic gunship, and it was a tough
Oh,
loss because that was one of my favorites. Um, that's awesome. You know me. I've sent you
oh
videos
yeah.
of my Lego collection for your enjoyment. Yeah, Legos are such a big part of Star Wars for me too. That I guess I wanted to make it a part of the show as much as possible. Do you still have them, or did you unfortunately sell them or give
No,
them to some more kids?
yeah, I gave some away to some kids in the neighborhood, but I have some hidden in the closet.
Good,
I
good
used to
man.
have the Star Destroyer under my bed, but
Really? The one, like the
yeah, it
one with
was.
like the open, there's all the different rooms in it.
Yeah, yeah,
Ah,
you could
that's
open it
good.
and everything.
That's a good one.
The top part, if you pulled it out from under the bed, the top part would get knocked off. So that happened too many times, and it just ended up in pieces. So
Well, I'm glad you kept some secret, but I'm also glad that you were able to pass them on. I'm very scared for that day. I hope my kids are into Star Wars Lego, so I can just give
they
it to
have to
them.
be.
So yeah, so then I can still look at them and be like, they're yours, but
They're mine.
they're really mine, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
just lending them to you. And now let's talk about, something that we really bonded over in college, which
Oh
was
yeah.
Star Wars Battlefront II, which admittedly was a terrible game when it first came out, and we were very upset about it. Um,
Yeah,
but
that not great, but the good memories definitely outweigh the bad ones.
Yeah, I
So
remember we would always talk about that in class, during class especially because we were not in the front row paying attention. I specifically remember like every time there would be a new Battlefront update, we would be like, "Oh my gosh, we're getting Geonoses.
tonight,
Oh my gosh,
tonight, yeah, tonight.
oh my gosh, they're giving us new skins that should have been in the game from the beginning." Or all this stuff. So we were both in that struggle together, waiting for it to get really good, and now it is.
It really is, and I need to set aside some time to play it again because I have not played in a while.
Well, you were on a couple weeks ago or months ago,
Yeah,
right before
I
my
was.
stream. We all played, which was fun. I have since not streamed, but if I
Yeah,
do again, I will let you know. I know I wanted to get you
yeah.
on that first one.
I was
Um,
a little disappointed I didn't make it on the stream banner that
well,
you
you weren't
posted.
on, yeah,
So
Justin. You weren't on the stream.
you're right. You're right. You're
That would be false advertising. Do
right.
you remember? I feel like our best memory was Ewok Hunt, and you always want to
Oh,
play it.
oh yeah. Every time we're online, I want to play it. It's terrifying, but it's so funny.
It is hilarious just hearing Justin scream through the microphone, like, "Where are you? My flashlight's out. I think they're near me."
And then Jay Barney was killed. And you're like, ah, okay.
Jay Barney was lost to the forest or whatever it says.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you also told me the other day that DICE said, or no, EA said no to Battlefront 3,
Yeah.
right?
That's what I heard. It was on a Battlefield forum, I think. They said Battlefront 3 was not being made.
Oh
EA
my
had
gosh.
rejected DICE's idea.
Not even
I don't know
said
how, but
maybe. They said reject. No.
yeah. So maybe DICE will go somewhere else.
Yeah,
But
I hope so. That sucks because Battlefront 2 is really good right now, and if they just tweaked a couple things and package it in 3, it could be so good and
yeah,
we relive those great memories. But I'm sure we'll hop on Battlefront 2. I'm deep in the
oh
Halo
yeah,
grind right now, so
yeah. I really want to play that, but I
yeah.
do remember the one story I remember is when we played it at school and Rodney was watching, and all I know is I have the mic coming out of the TV, kind of popping off, whatever, and then I hear Mark, bro, who has General Grievous already? And Rodney goes, Barney.
I do remember Rodney and it coming out of the TV. I do.
Yeah. So
That was funny. Let's stay on the topic of video games. Another thing that you mentioned during college was, did you email someone with your video game idea, or you and your someone on the baseball team, you like drafted a
yeah,
video game idea for Star Wars? But I don't know, did you
yeah, we
send it?
did. No, it's just sitting in my Google Drive.
Are you gonna tell the good fans what this video game idea is?
Yeah, so it was a single player RPG, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Destiny, like single player, but you can play with others, open world type
Right.
of thing. But it was just based on Star Wars. We had a bunch of ideas, didn't write them all down.
Of
We did
course.
not pay attention during baseball games. So we just talked about Star Wars video games and how it could be a lot better than all the ones that are out now.
I agree. Other than Jedi Fallen Order, I agree. And Battlefront
Yeah.
2 now, of course.
Hmm.
Just so everyone knows, Justin wasn't bad. That's not why he was on the bench. He was just a pitcher. He was just a pitcher, so he had a lot of time on the bench. Just so everyone thinks I'm not talking to some scrub.
Oh yeah. It's not allowed on the podcast.
That's not allowed. I don't allow no scrubs. Pull my TLC. But you just came back. Well, you live in Florida, so it's not really coming back.
Yeah,
But you just went to Galaxy's Edge, actually. I
I
posted it
did.
on the
I
story,
did.
so I definitely want to hear about that. How many days did you go?
It's just one. Got there in the
Mm.
morning, a little after it opened. Had some technical difficulties with Jordan's girlfriend, but
Like
yeah,
tickets
got there
or?
right. Nah, something. I'm just gonna leave it.
Okay, like
So
it.
got there a little after it opened.
Yeah.
Just walked around its Hollywood studios. So Tower of Terror was a short line, so did that. And then Jordan took me all over to the Star Wars section, and I was in awe for the next 4 or 5 hours, just just mouth wide open, staring at everything.
Yeah, that first
Just
moment when you stepped in, was it just like overwhelming?
it's so much detail,
Yeah.
and even we talked to a guy in line that was pointing out, like he was like, "Oh, there's the N95 engine." Like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about, but
Oh, he
cool.
has like the
Uh,
schematics book.
yeah, he has this. Yeah, everything. He's pointing out the guns, everything that's there. He's pointing them all out, naming them, and like even someone that's not that in depth into Star Wars, you can just really enjoy how much detail was put into it.
Right. Yeah, we're big fans of Star Wars, but we're not that deep. We're
Yeah,
we're
that's
identifying mechanical systems in a
yeah.
fictional
Like
starship. But
you walk in the droid area because you can create your own droid.
yeah,
Like that's just blows my mind. And you have C-3PO's chest piece just floating on by. Like, oh, okay, cool. That's what this place is.
did you
Yeah.
do any of those experiences, like make a lightsaber a droid, or did
I
you
did
just kind of
not.
go
It
on the
was
rides?
just went on the rides, walked around,
Nice.
watched some other people. It was $100 for a droid, so I wasn't gonna spend that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and then like $400 for a lightsaber, so
That's how Disney
also not
gets
gonna
you,
spend
huh?
that. Yeah,
But the rides were good. What was your favorite one?
I honestly think Rise of the Resistance was the best one.
That's what.
Even though the line is long, but part of the line is that prisoner. Well, you haven't been, and I don't want to ruin anything that anyone
Just rubbing salt
has
in the
told you
wound.
or haven't told you.
No,
But
no, that's cool.
part of the line is more of the ride than the
Right.
actual line.
So it's like
So
totally interactive and immersive.
Yeah, it's a in-person complete experience.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I mean, I hear that's the ride, but I know Smuggler's Run's pretty cool. I mean, doing the Millennium
It
Falcon, if
it
you have a
was
good
very
crew,
cool.
yeah, if you have a good crew,
Uh,
I guess.
yeah, we did not have a great crew. Um, so Jordan and I, we were the pilots for that one,
Hmm.
but our the rest of our crew, not great.
Not great. Yeah.
Like, it gives you the grade on the side with how you did. Jordan,
Uh-huh.
I did well. We turn around, all red scores. Not good.
Thanks for the help,
So
team.
yeah, we felt great. We were like, dude, we killed that. That was the best smugglers run ever. And we
Mission
turn around like,
accomplished.
oh no, oh no.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how that goes. I'm hoping I go with a good group and
Yeah,
hopefully even get a full team in there, but who knows with the
yeah.
lines and
You got to
stuff.
space it out to be the pilot at least once.
I know.
So,
Yeah, I plan on doing a bunch of days, like three or
mhm.
four, I don't know, and just taking my time with it and not trying to like
Yeah.
rush or anything like that. So, yeah, that'll be coming soon. I'll get there so I don't feel left out as much as
So you can
people.
post your own picture. You can
I can
post your own
post my
picture going to
own
Galaxy's
picture.
Edge.
I know, wouldn't that be crazy, for my own page, my own Star Wars page. All right, well let's move on to TV, Justin. We could talk live action or animated. I know, we obviously talked Clone Wars because the final season 7 came out when we were in college. Like that was like
Yeah.
during the pandemic. So I want to leave it up to you if you want to talk about, Mando. You want to talk about upcoming shows. I mean, we got Book of Boba Fett coming up, or Clone Wars or Rebels. I mean, I don't like making people pick, but
I don't know, man. I'm excited for this live action stuff.
yeah.
I don't know where they're going to go with it. I know there's probably books about it, the Book of
Mhm.
Boba Fett, but I don't know where they're going to go with it. And Mando was really just a really good surprise
Right.
with how well it turned out.
Exactly. Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential with the live action shows, and I like that they're doing limited series. Like I know the Book of Boba Fett, I think is less than 10 episodes. I think it might
Okay.
be 10 episodes, but it's like a limited series, which I think is
Hmm.
perfect. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. What is that? 2 weeks away or something? That's kind of nuts. We got another new Star Wars show coming.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, I feel like it's just gonna be like every episode just gonna be action on action on action.
Turns out there's 6 filler episodes. Just
It turns out the first episode's important and then the last episode are important. Sounds like the Bad Batch. Ooh, too soon.
ooh.
Too soon. I'm kidding, everyone. Relax. Um, what other shows do you think you're looking forward to? Other than there's obviously a lot of character pieces, but we just had the Eclipse trailer, which is High Republic. Are you excited for that? Acolyte, I think it's Acolyte. Yeah, Acolyte
I
show
have
that's coming.
actually not seen that trailer,
There's
so
no
I will
trailer.
have to look that up.
There's no
Oh,
trailer for it, but they just
okay,
announced that there's a High Republic show.
okay.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna have to research that a little bit. I have not heard of that.
yeah, yeah, go for it. Eclipse trailer though. I
Yes,
I put it up and or you sent it to me too on Twitter, and
yes.
that got you going.
Oh yeah. That I was not expecting that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I
Jordan
really
actually sent me that one, so I was very excited to see that.
I feel bad. I feel like I took the wind out of your sails. You were so excited. I'm like, yeah, it's like early development. Probably not for like 2 or 3 more
Yeah.
years.
I was hoping for like a January release date.
Oh my God. Out of your mind.
but
Right? Imagine.
Knights of the Old Republic, the remastered version. Maybe that'll hold me over a little bit.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited because like they're both these like in the past
Yeah.
games now, like before Phantom Menace. So I hope they come out like a year apart so you can really enjoy like one and the
Hmm.
other. But I think they're like investing in this time period, which I really like. So
Yeah, there's
um,
not a lot. There's the period before Phantom Menace and then right after Revenge of the Sith.
mhm.
There's so much untapped potential in those time periods.
Yeah, I'm excited to, even though I just slandered Bad Batch, I'm excited to see where they go next season with it. Because, like you said, I mean, there's a lot of great stuff they can do
Yeah.
in that show. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. Who's your favorite character, Justin? I don't know if we ever talked about it.
Any show ever, movie, anything?
Movie, show, video game, any show. What's your
Oh,
what's your go-to Star Wars character?
dude, I don't know, man. That's tough.
I know.
There's so many. Like,
You can give me a top three. I mean, I'm fine.
I can't even pick three. I don't. That
Five?
makes it harder.
Five?
That makes it even harder. I don't know, man. There's something about, maybe it's the hype for the Kenobi show coming out, but Obi-Wan probably
hmm
at least top three, and
Yeah.
then Mandalorian, new character, but
Wow.
yeah,
I like that pick though, because I feel like a lot of people like the show, but not a lot of people like mention Mando. But yeah, I really like him too. I think he's awesome.
that's a character I would love to have in a video game,
Right. Yeah, I know.
to
You would
just be able
think.
to like experience. Yeah, you would think, but uh, but like away from individual characters, anything with the clones,
Yeah.
just between all the Clone Wars episodes, Bad Batch, even playing like the Battlefront II,
hmm
that era, because you really don't get to see a lot of the clones in the movies.
Right. Yeah. Well, they were just they were basically nothing in the
Yeah.
movies. Yeah.
So I think being able to see like how personalized an individual they become is something that I would love to see more of.
Yeah.
Maybe during the time periods of 2 and 3.
Yeah.
That'll
I
never
mean,
happen. So
well, live action, I don't think so, but I
no.
think they'll just stick with what they did with the Clone Wars. And definitely now with Bad Batch, you're gonna
Mhm.
see, like clone rebellions, clones fighting clones. It's gonna be really cool. Which one of the clone? I mean, I know, I'm making you pick, but
Yeah.
which one of the clones from
it,
from Clone Wars really stuck out? I mean, I really
it
loved
has to be Rex. Like it has
Rex.
to be
Yeah,
Rex. Yeah.
yeah,
You can't go wrong. He
right.
plays such like a big part in the
Mhm,
Clone Wars show, and you really don't see him in the movie.
mhm. No movies.
Like
He did
no,
not exist.
you don't see him at all.
He didn't
So
exist.
like this character that comes out of nowhere plays this massive role with not just Anakin, but
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, Ahsoka,
Mhm.
Yoda, every character. Just
Yeah.
even now the Bad Batch. So
Yeah. True. I agree. I love Rex. I think he's not underrated because everyone loves him, but I feel like people don't talk about how good of a character growth he has in the show. I really liked Echo back in the day when I was
yeah.
watching, and then of course I thought he died because he technically
hmm
did in that one episode, and then he popped up again. I was like, oh my gosh, Echo's back.
yeah.
But yeah, Clone Wars did such a good job with the clones, and I think that's such a good point you made. Like the clones themselves are just great characters. Even if you can't just pick one, I think they're all
hmm
just they're all really well put together characters. Some of them are just pretty one dimensional, but I feel like it works for them. And then you have people like Rex that are so good.
Yeah. And then you watch the movies, and it's like the
Yeah,
only clone that actually gets a name is Cody. You're like, all right, well, is there anybody else? Like, does
and
anybody
and
else exist?
and Cody's basically like the asshole in the movie.
Yeah. He's like, oh hey, lightsaber, I'm gonna kill you now. Sorry.
Yeah, you might need this. I'm about to shoot you with a cannon.
I actually did see something on iFunny, I believe. The moment Obi-Wan drops his lightsaber, I don't know if this is true. The
Hmm.
moment he drops his lightsaber and Cody picks it up, a bullet goes flying by, and it would have hit Cody if he wouldn't have bent down to pick up the lightsaber. So that's something,
What?
if you want to look that up later, but that is something I saw yesterday.
I love that. I'm gonna check
Yeah.
it out. Oh my gosh, imagine they just snuck that in there,
Like, I
just
don't,
like. No,
yeah,
I feel like it could be true. I don't know. I'm gonna check that out though. Imagine
it's so
Cody.
small, but now that you think about it, it's like, okay, Obi-Wan dropping it saves his life, and then Cody turns around and it's just Order 66.
Yeah, it's like perfect like irony. Like, of course
hmm
he had to bend down to save it
Yep.
to do that, and then he kills lizard thing and Obi-Wan. I wonder if he survived. If Obi-Wan survived the
The-
fall, I hope lizard guy survived.
yeah.
I
They
hope he's
landed in water. They landed in water. They're good.
right. Yeah, I want a Star Wars story just about the lizard guy. Lizard guy, a Star Wars
Honestly,
story.
I'd support it.
After Order 66, what did he do?
Yeah,
How did
everyone
he
gets all
survive?
hyped that this Order 66 show is about to come out, and it's just the lizard.
Lizard survival. All right, Justin. Well, we hit a lot of great points, and I think it's time to get into the movie rankings. Are you ready?
No, I'm really not.
I know.
You sent it. Yeah, I knew you were gonna ask. So
Of course. Crucial part. Are we including Rogue One and Solo, or are you just doing Skywalker
oh,
Saga?
100%,
Love
100%
it.
Rogue One and Solo, because Rogue One is definitely top three,
Oh man, he's already given up his list.
Rogue One's definitely a top three.
All
So,
right, all right. Well,
um,
let's start at 11 and work our way up.
oh, 11. Let's see. It's tough because four through six, you're thinking about like at the time that they're really good movies and they set like the tone for Star Wars and what was
Hmm.
coming out. But when you watch one through three and you see that the CGI is better, the characters are written a little bit better, and you have that story starting from the beginning, you watch four through six kind of like, what are they doing? Like,
Are you
where are we
about to say,
going with all
are you
this
about
stuff?
to say something
No,
crazy,
no,
Justin? Are you about to
no,
say
I'm
something
not. I'm not.
crazy?
No, I'm not. But it's sitting down and watching all of them in order, you see how different they are. Like
They
watching
are,
them
yeah.
now than when they came out when they did. So do have to say eight and nine are right at 11 and 10. Just not just so much potential and just so bad.
So
Just threw it all
so
away.
so Last Jedi
Last
11
Jedi.
and then
Yep.
10 Rise of Skywalker. Okay.
Yeah. So just right at the bottom
Gotcha.
because there was so much potential. And they were like, oh, yeah, remember that villain from the first six movies? He's back. Like, what?
Right. I agree. I agree.
So,
All right.
number nine. Honestly, I think Solo.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know. I had really high expectations for it and it was really good, but I don't think it was, we didn't need, you don't need Solo. You don't
Yeah.
need the movie.
Yep, I agree.
The only thing that was relevant was seeing Darth Maul at the end.
And that was just like last 5 seconds. It was like, oh, guess what?
And yeah, and it's not even like it's, I don't even know if they threw that in for like, oh, we'll never know what happens, or we're gonna come out with a movie to show you what happens, or if it's just like, hey, all you Star Wars fans, Darth Maul's alive.
I think, yeah, I think they were trying to set up more with it, and then I think the response to the movie wasn't as good as they thought, so they might have scrapped it. But I think they were setting up like a sequel or a show. I don't know. But yeah, Darth Maul just kind of like, hey, I'm here now. What's up?
Like, oh, okay. And if you didn't watch Rebels, you wouldn't even know he was alive.
Oh yeah, if you didn't watch Clone Wars or Rebels, you'd be like,
So
wait, what the
yeah,
hell?
you're
Yeah,
like, wait a second.
I
So
know. I think it was a weird move. All right,
still
Solo at
better,
number nine.
still better than Last Jedi.
All right, so Solo at number nine. Eight, what are we going with?
I think we're gonna have to go with one of the oldies but goldies.
Jeez, just
Yeah.
wow. Oh my goodness. That's all right. We like different
uh,
lists though. That's the fun part. I think
yeah, yeah.
this this will be cool. But which oldie
I'm trying to
will
think
he
about
banish?
how I feel like I can't put New Hope there because it's like the start of everything, and you have Obi-Wan, and you have the introduction of Darth Vader with Luke and everything. But I think that's where it's gonna go. New Hope is gonna be there.
New Hope at number eight. I got you. I would agree with you that I think it is the weakest of the first three movies. So I would
Hmm.
agree with you there. So putting it at the lowest out of all three, I got that.
Yeah,
All right, New
it's
Hope.
just it's
Yeah.
the same as Phantom Menace will be the next one. So
Okay.
it's that first movie of the
That,
three.
that first
It's a
movie
little
hum for Justin.
it's well, it's knowing everything that happens afterwards because
That's
you're
fair.
so excited to get there and you're like, I can't sit through this movie because I know what's about to happen in the next couple movies.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, for Phantom Menace, definitely. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
All right. So that what was that? Eight. Eight was New Hope. Seven was Phantom Menace. Okay. So number six.
I feel like you're hating on me for this list.
It's a different list, and that's fine. We've had a bunch of different lists, and I think it's a lot cooler when people have different lists than everyone just coming in and putting the same list together. I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
fun. I think it's fun to go
And
back
I
and
think
forth on it.
the way Star Wars is introduced to me is that I was introduced to one and two and three.
Right.
I
Yeah.
watched I watched those first.
Yeah.
And like I know a lot of people in like the older generation watched four, five, and six.
Yeah.
So I don't
No,
know. It just
I definitely would say when I was younger, I definitely watched the prequels way more and
oh
enjoyed
yeah.
them the most, definitely. So I
I do
totally
remember
get
it
it.
being on a VCR. I remember that.
Yes. Yes. The good old days of rewinding.
Yeah. So maybe that's what ruined them
Yeah, the
for me.
nostalgia. I mean, of course. Yeah. Oh, the
Yeah.
VCR. Yeah. All right. I think we're at 6. Yeah. Yeah, 6.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I guess Attack of the Clones, it's so good with the introduction of the clones, but I feel like there was a lot going on that wasn't exactly relevant to the story.
Right.
There was a
Right.
lot of like fill in, like
Yeah.
how we hate for the shows.
Right. Yeah. Well, you had the love story going on, and then they're like, "Hey, we're all in Geonosis. How did we all get here at one time? Oh,
Yeah,
there's
it's
droids.
like
Oh my gosh."
yeah. Oh, there's clones. Oh my God. You're like,
Right.
what happened in the middle? You're like, there's nothing going on in the middle. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
totally
it
hear you.
was. I think the idea was there. It just
Hmm.
wasn't executed very well.
Right. Yeah. So that was number 6. So number 5. We're getting to the nitty gritty.
Yeah, we are. Let's see. Trying to think. I think it's gonna be Empire Strikes Back,
Okay.
and then followed by Return of the Jedi.
All right. You know what? I kind of love all the originals not making the top 3. That's sick.
Yeah,
That's a sick
it's
pick.
it's definitely different, but
Yeah. So okay,
when I watch them,
they just don't do it. I mean, it's just what it is. I mean, they don't hit you like the top
no,
3 do. So what was that? That was Empire at 5, Return of the Jedi at 4. Okay, so here we
yep,
go. Top 3, which
top three.
we already have a hint about what one of them will be.
Number 3 is gonna be The Force Awakens.
Okay.
I think if it came out as its own movie, it would probably be closer to 1. It would have a very good argument for 1. But
Like you're saying if it wasn't um like Star
like
Wars or if
if
it
we
came out
no,
before
well,
New Hope.
if we were just doing the rankings before 8 and 9 came out,
Okay. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
I think it'd probably be 1
Yeah.
because
Okay.
of how much potential it built up,
I see what
the
you're saying now.
characters, the
Okay.
new
Yes.
characters,
Yes.
the
Yes.
ties to the old characters,
Yes.
just and then they just have to. You blew up 2 Death Stars, we blew up a planet. So
It's a really fun movie, and like when I go
Mhm.
back and watch it, like I'm like the comedy's good in this movie. The action, it's good. Like
Yeah,
there's a lot of good things in this movie. Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it's a
it's a
good one.
very very good movie.
All right, here we are, number 2.
Number 2 is going to be Rogue One.
Okay. Like
Yeah,
that. I
so
like that.
uh, it's just the whole. You don't see exactly between Leia getting the plans and all that. You don't see exactly how they get the plan. So seeing how all that goes down, the introduction of these new characters, and you're like, wow, I'm attached to these characters, and then they're like, boom, no, you're not. Oh, okay,
Okay,
cool. I really like these characters. You're like, well, too bad.
Yeah,
So
they did such a
he
good job.
does. Cassian has a movie coming out or
Yeah,
a show coming out.
he has a show coming out. I think next year. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be excited to see what that is about and how they work that one.
Yeah, I really liked all the characters in Rogue One. It was pretty impressive how they pulled that off and introduced
Hmm.
all those new characters, and you cared about all of them by the end.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just so epic. Like the whole movie was just like this
Yeah.
epic.
Oh, and then just to top it all off, here comes Darth Vader in a dark hallway.
Right,
And the
yeah.
scene you and I have probably talked about 35 times.
Yeah, with memes and serious conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was so cool, and they did Darth Vader so well in the movie that
Hmm.
like I just like how they respected the character and didn't like overuse him, and when he was used, it was good. It was
Perfect.
good.
Perfect. It's
Yes,
exactly what you want as a Star Wars fan.
exactly. All right, and well, I think we all know what number 1 is, but on process of
Yeah.
elimination. But let's hear you say it.
So it's gonna be Revenge of the Sith.
Nice, nice.
I don't know if it's because just how much the first 2 movies built that up, and you could feel Anakin's shift. You could feel everything leading towards what's about to happen, and when it happens, it still hurts
Yeah.
to like watch it all happen. And
Hmm.
then at the time you're playing the original Battlefront 2, and you have the campaign mode where you go from this stormtrooper or this clone trooper, and you're fighting for the Republic, and then all of a sudden you're marching on this temple, and you're like,
Yeah.
wow, I don't know how I feel about this anymore.
That was such a cool thing they did with that game.
Yeah, that I think that part of the movies is something like you said. I think it's something you miss in the movies. You don't see the clones like decision to be like, oh yeah, Order 66, or like how tough it was for them knowing that it was coming.
Yeah, I think. Well, the Clone Wars kind of said like they didn't know it was coming. Like it was like almost it was like a
Yeah.
bad dream that they would have. But yeah, I agree.
Hmm.
I wish like in the movie, obviously we wish in the movies that the clones were
Hmm.
more characters and less like, okay, I'm a
Yes, sir.
clone. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, sir. Right away, sir.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, right away, sir. um, Revenge of the Sith, yeah, it's on the top of so many of our generation's list, and I think for good reason. You know, obviously it has the nostalgia because we grew up on it, but
Yeah.
I think it is just so epic and sad. Like it's an intense movie.
Hmm. It definitely
And
is.
yeah, and like by the end you're like, sheesh. But like in a cool way. Like you're
Replay,
like,
replay,
yes.
replay, replay.
Yeah, in a cool
Uh,
way. Yeah.
yeah.
The second half
I
is
think
just awesome.
I don't know if anything Darth Vader's scene in Rogue One is close, but I don't think anything will top Anakin marching the Jedi Temple with the 501st. With the
Iconic.
music in the background,
Yeah.
the boots at like in
Mm.
sync marching up with him, just hood over, bloodshot eyes. Just I don't think anything will top that.
That was such a iconic shot. And just the way the camera zooms over them as they're like
Hmm.
marching onto the temple, and then it goes in between the pillars, and they're all just coming at the screen. Oh my god, it's so cool!
It's just yeah.
It's so cool. A lot of people would say there's a lot of different moments in Revenge of the Sith that they love, but
Hmm.
so many people mention it. I think they just say like Order 66 as a whole, but that
Yeah.
yeah, the temple march part with the like the dun dun dun, dun
Da, da, da,
as they're
da.
marching, it's like jeez. Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome stuff. Well, Justin, that was a good list. I know I might have been a little
A
shocked by
little,
some
yeah, sure.
shocked
Mark
by
is
some of
not talking to me anymore.
but shocked by some of the picks. But like I know I talked about this in my last interview with my friend Kyle. Like that's I think a testament to Star Wars that like there is no clear like top three. Like everyone has their favorites, and
Yeah.
like that's the cool part is that everyone has different things that they like about Star Wars, and you can talk about them. And I think you backed them up well, and I think it made sense like why you would put some others above others, and I I like it. I like the new list. I appreciate it, and I'm always
Yeah.
excited for new lists.
Oh
But
yeah. I
it's not my
think
list, so you know.
no. I'll have to see that list so I can tear it apart.
Yeah, it's up on. There's an episode up on it if you want to listen to it.
Yeah.
I have the whole
I
list explained and everything.
I
So
think any movie from about 4 to maybe 8 or 9 can shift with one another. It's just how I feel when I watch it, but
yeah,
how I feel right now is that's the
that's
top
how.
3 is permanent. That's solid.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I always hear is like it shifts, and I think it's the same for me. Like the movies, some days you're feeling like a prequel movie, and other days you're like
Yeah.
I'm feeling like a spin-off movie. Other days I'm feeling sequel. Other days I'm feeling originals. Like totally depends. But on this show, I make you pick. So
No, that's fair.
yeah, no,
I just you
I
have to
like
let me
doing it.
know if anyone puts Last Jedi in their top 3. So I know I won't talk to them.
I'm trying to think if anyone has. I have it in my top 6, I think. I think it's at no. I think it might be like 7. I don't know.
Hmm.
I think I didn't put it I kept all the prequels above it because I think just like the nostalgia factor, and I
Yeah.
appreciated like the new story that they did and the execution in the prequels. So I think I have the prequels above it, but I think it's my favorite sequel movie out of the
Okay.
3.
Yeah,
Out of the 3.
that's fair.
Um but yeah, not my top 3, so you don't have to
No,
come after me.
there's yeah, you're good. There's certain things in those movies that happen
Yeah.
that kind of I don't know what they were thinking when they wrote that scene or all of those scenes.
They didn't plan it. We know that for sure.
No,
They did
it's like
admit that.
they had the foundation for what they were gonna do,
Hmm.
and then someone accidentally deleted the script, and they were like, "Oh,
And they scrambled.
we got to put something together now."
Yeah, and they scrambled. I think with the Rise of Skywalker, I think the coolest thing that I saw was that there is like this script out there that the previous director had written. I think his name
Mhm.
is Trevor or Colin Trevorrow or something. I forget his first name.
Okay.
but there's a script and it's called Duel of the Fates. Like that was the original name
Hmm.
for episode 9. It's such a cool name. And
Yeah.
and they released like concept art for it, and it was so cool. I mean, you can't go based on concept art. Obviously,
Yeah, you
concept
can't,
art's
but
always gonna look sick, but it was cool. And I feel like there are
hmm
some script pieces out there that I really want to find, but I don't know. I think it's just cool that it's out there, and hopefully one
yeah,
day we could at least just see it. Just let me know.
yeah.
Just let
I
me.
I think Rise of Skywalker definitely had parts that I was very excited about, like Exodus and the whole like Sith just regime thing idea that they had. That was I thought that was going to be a lot bigger piece of
Yeah,
what
I
was
think
happening.
yeah, I think Exegol and like the whole
Yeah,
unknown
Exegol.
region and like the whole unknown regions was like such a cool thing, and like this Sith like not like church, but like this Sith kind
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
worshippers like that. Like yeah, I think it was like a cool concept, just not executed great.
And then I think the best part of that movie is when Ray hears all the Force ghosts, their voices.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember when that scene came out after the movie and people were picking apart which character said which piece, and you're like, oh my God, like they actually did something cool.
Right.
And not like,
Yeah.
hey, Emperor's alive, cool.
Guess what? Yeah, no, it was that was like the one part of the movie that like got me was when I heard like
Hmm.
Ahsoka, I heard Mace Windu, I heard
Yeah, that
Anakin,
was
I
the
heard
big one.
Obi-Wan.
Hearing Ahsoka was the big one
That was nuts. That was like my childhood like confirmed because
because
like
yeah, exactly.
because at that point
Here,
like Ahsoka was getting bigger because of Clone Wars, but it
hmm
was before season 7 came out, so she's huge now because of Mando
yeah,
and season 7, but at that point it was still like, oh, that character from the animated shows, but then seeing and hearing her in the finale,
hmm
nuts,
Do
nuts.
you know who did that voice for her?
It was Ashley Eckstein. She did it.
It was okay.
Yeah, so the original voice actor, she did it. Obviously she couldn't play live action.
Yeah,
Like Rosario Dawson is perfect for her live action, but yeah, yeah. So like they actually got Ahsoka's voice actor to do it. It was so cool, and I think they got everyone else. I think everyone else reprised their roles for it.
yeah. I
I think
mean, they're
Liam
all pretty.
Neeson with Qui Gon did his.
The Qui-Gon, Ahsoka,
Mm,
and then I think Anakin was like the one you expected to be there, but also like maybe not.
right. Yeah.
So
Did he get? Yeah. Is he allowed to talk? Yeah. No, yeah, that was such a great part. But yeah, Justin, this has been a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm
yeah,
glad I
man,
got
this is
to.
cool.
Yeah, I'm glad I got the video at least, so I could look at you.
Yeah,
uh,
man, it's nice to see
yeah, good to see you.
you.
But yeah, if you have anything else you would like to say, the floor is yours.
No, I really don't. This was awesome, man. I'll make sure to definitely share the link even more than I already have.
Ah, yes. Yeah, no, you've been an awesome supporter. So yeah, thank you for that. That's always a great confidence booster. But yeah, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram at @star_wars_mark of balance, you could see more content like this, and you'll see a Zoom picture of me and Justin because I will not be releasing the video. But yeah, we will be taking a nice picture. You can see that there, and then we do polls and stuff on there. So yeah, definitely check out the Instagram. But yeah, thank you all for listening. Hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, stay healthy, and may the force be with you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Nice, nice.